Yeah, man, what's good with my people out there, Jack? You already know what time it is, you dig? Look, it's your player partner Packboy Dolo checking in with another episode of the Round the Clock Thinker Show, man. Look, listen, I'm feeling better than ever, baby. I'm feeling better than ever. You know, I got the vest. I got the button down under coming over the top of the vest, you feel me? You know, this is a very important show because we're going to be talking about something that's very, very important that everybody deal with. But before we get into that, you already know that the show is brought to you by the Treeway Winter Wear Collection, man. Make sure you cop your drip. Fall time is coming up quicker than we can know, but you know, as of now, we're gonna stay in the now and get ready for the summertime. It's gonna be some summer drip dropping soon, you feel me? But for right now, this is like fall shit. I just gotta keep shouting it out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a nice piece of work. It's a lovely piece of work. Also, make sure you go check out the Pretty Much Understanding, man. It's in the description. You can get the ebook or you can get the physical copy, but if I was you, I would just hold off on the physical copy because I'm about to repurpose that. And it's going to be different. It's going to be better. It's going to be lovely. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you want to chop up your videos, man, it's an Opus Clip link down there in the description, man. If you sign up through that, they throw me a little small commission. It ain't nothing big, but you feel me? It's there for you. And it don't matter if you use it or not. I'm just saying, if you like a podcaster or you do long form videos consistently, then Opus Clip is gonna be really good for you because it chops down your videos for you. You don't have to do the hard heavy lifting yourself, you know what I'm saying? And it's very convenient too, you know. It's very convenient. It's easy to use. First month is free, man. First month is a free trial, so make sure you rock with that, man. The link is in the description. But the name of today's show is Ending Pointless Relationships. Ending Pointless Relationships. And before I get into that, look, listen. I'm not sipping anything. I'm kind of on go mode right now. So I just want to say shout out to my people, man. And I hope you doing lovely. I hope you feeling lovely. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everything with you is absolutely beautiful. Because this world is continuing to spin in the way that it's spinning. But how we move out here as a round the clock thinker, right? You have to be focused on right now and what you can control. That's it. Everything else, fuck it. You know, hey, if it's something that you need to deal with, it'll come to you. It'll be on your table and then you deal with it. But other than that, don't be thinking too far out in the future. Don't be thinking too much about the past. Fuck the past. Fuck the future. Let's focus on right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope everybody doing good, man. Real talk. When I say shout out to my people, that's what I be meaning, man. I hope your life is lovely. You know, don't get too caught up in anything. Make sure that you get time for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And your operations. Don't be too caught up in everything. You can slow yourself down whenever you want to. It's your life, you dig? So the name of today's show is Ending Pointless Relationships. Ending Pointless Relationships. And you may ask me, yo, Dolo, what you talking about? What you talking about? Right? Because it seems self-explanatory, but I'm going to always give you the meaning. I love to give the meaning of shit, right? So what I mean is someone who you are still dealing with despite the meaningless nature of your relationship. Once again, someone who you are still dealing with despite the meaningless nature of your relationship. You just dealing with them just to be dealing with them. In a sense, you damn near addicted in some cases. And let's roll into chapter 1. We're going to talk about intimate relationships, because this happens in different relationships, but let's talk about intimate relationships. Chapter 1 is named Hurt So Good That You Can't Let It Go. Hurt so good that you can't let it go. You feel me? And the first start point I got is you become extremely addicted to the pain this person caused you, and now you can't let it go. Right? It's an addiction to deal with this person. And you know what's on the other end of that you hang on to? This person portrays somewhat of a nice side, somewhat of a very pleasant side that you keep leaning on, and you're waiting for that person to be them 100%. Right? You're waiting for them to be that nice person 100% of the time. And that's the addiction. They're only that nice person like 10 to 20% of the time, and they do it strategically when they know that they need to do it to reel your ass back in. Right? So on top of that, you dealing with these people gives you a sense of life. It gives you a sense of life to be dealing with somebody that's not good for you. Ain't that some shit? It gives you a sense of life because you're addicted to the wrong thing. You're addicted to the wrong person. And why? Why is this addiction happening to you? Because you're searching outside for fulfillment instead of searching within. You're searching outside for fulfillment. You think that they're giving you a feeling. You think that they're validating you and completing you, when that is totally false. It's not true. It's an illusion in your mind. Now let's roll into the next star point. You have a loner syndrome. You have the loner syndrome. What I mean? You're scared to be alone, and you're scared that you will not find anyone else. You're scared. You have a loner syndrome, a complex, a mental complex that causes you to always think constantly, every time you think about leaving this person, that you will never find another person. Because you're searching outside of yourself for fulfillment. You have to be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I can be alone for as long as I need to be. And then when I'm trying to get it, when I need to get back, I can get back. You got to have that type of belief in yourself. And it'll happen. But most of you, you've been with this addictive person for so long that is a loop playing that you're addicted to, and you don't want to let the shit go because you haven't took the time to love on yourself and learn yourself and, you know, be like, hey, look, I'm worth more than how this motherfucker treat me. My value as a person is worth more than this. And usually you put your value in their hands. So they're placing the value on you. And they're calling you a penny when you're $100 bill in reality. But you so caught up in the addiction that you're stuck in the illusion, and you really feel like a penny. You start treating yourself like a penny. You start moving like a penny. You start worshiping this person because you are still looking outside of yourself for fulfillment and validation. That's the wrong place to look. You will never find it. It'll seem like it. It'll feel like it. But that is temporary, and that's an illusion. It will come and go and keep you chasing. It's like a drug. It's an addiction. Until you go within. Because listen, when you go within, you raise your personal value. And when you raise your personal value, you start cutting motherfuckers off left and right without a care about it. And you got your reason. And you stand on that reason. Look, I've done it so much that it's funny. Once you raise your personal value, no one is around you that devalues you. Self-love desensitizes you to anything that doesn't align you with your higher self, or anything that doesn't bring you to bigger dreams, bigger goals, make you bigger and better. Self-love desensitizes you to anything or anybody that's on that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? So your self-value rises once you turn within and start searching within and working on yourself, learning yourself, loving yourself. You feel me? But on the other end of the spectrum, what you're doing is you're settling. What does settling mean? When you settle, that means that you don't think you're worthy of more than what you settled for. When you settle, you feel like you're not worthy of more than what you settled for. And to me, that's totally outside of what you need to be, outside of the thought patterns, the thoughts that you need to be thinking about yourself. When you settle, subconsciously you say, fuck it, you know what, I'm not worthy of more. I got an idea of the more that I want. I got an idea of the more that I desire. I know what I find desirable, but I'm gonna settle right here because it's safe. Woo! And then you end up stuck and unhappy. You see what I'm saying? So let's roll into chapter 2. You need to feed me. I need you to feed me. That's the name of chapter 2. And this one we're kind of veering into like friends, family, and exes. Right? Friends, family, and exes. Because on the chapter 1, we basically cover like if somebody's still dealing with each other and still calling each other exclusive. It's just toxic. They're just stuck in something toxic and they love it. They're addicted to something toxic. Right? But in the chapter 2, rolling into chapter 2, we're shining the light on the one who's usually needing to be fed. And the other person, they're just there. They're starting to wake up, but they're still there. Right? So the first start point I got is most people would need you to stay around so that they can be fed. And you may wonder, what is Dolo talking about? What does Packboy mean by being fed? Okay, these are the 3 ways that people like to be fed when they hang on to you: emotionally, physically, and mentally. Now we're gonna roll into the first one, emotionally. How they want to be fed emotionally? They hope or feel for something that is no longer. Right? It's no longer. It'll probably never ever be again. But that hope keeps them there. That hope keeps them searching and feeling for something. You see what I'm saying? That hope keeps them thinking that somehow, some way, you guys are going to end up back together. We're talking about exes, for example, right? Somehow, some way, you guys are going to end up back together. Let's talk about friends and family. The hope is somehow, some way, you're going to be as close as you were once before. But again, hoping for something that is no longer. It's no longer. It's an illusion. It's a ghost that you're chasing. That they're chasing. And if you stay in it, all you're gonna do is get drained. And then you'll get caught in the loop of the hope. And one thing I notice about these type of relationships, right, especially with friends and family, the hope that you guys will end up being as close as you were once before falling out or something like that. What I notice, it'll be people that you don't fuck with no more, that you cut off, that they promote to you. You're such and such. Yeah, I was chilling with such and such. Yeah, such and such said this. Such and such brought you up. We was talking about you. But you don't fuck with them no more. And they know this. But they continue to bring up such and such. See, that's in a sense instigating. But at the same time, it's been times where shit I'll end up starting back fucking with such and such because this person keep talking about them and making it seem like they've changed or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll end up fucking with such and such again just to find out and remind myself why I quit fucking with them. So it be this person right here playing middleman, hoping that y'all will be close as you were once before. And who knows, maybe you, middleman, and such were all three close at one point. And you start fucking with such and such. And now middleman is right here still trying to play you close. Friends or family. It's usually the situations that this goes on in. You feel me? I never had it happen like that with an ex. Let's talk about physically. This is pretty simple. But to have someone around, especially like with friends and family, to have someone around, right? And if we're talking about with exes, to have a continuous sex pattern. They want to continue to be able to connect with you on a sexual level. And then if that's not happening, they're continuously still hoping for a relationship, something that is no longer. So they think in their mind that y'all like being friends again or some shit. That y'all just started from the start. And then y'all just being friends again. And then y'all gonna end up getting back together. And then end up sleeping with each other again. That's what they're thinking. That's how their mind is working. And if you're the one caught up in these type of relationships and this drama and stuff that goes on in your life, dramatic things that goes on in your life, that's your fault. That's your fault that you're continuing to fuck with them, because you don't need to continue to fuck with them. You can simply cut them off. It's more, especially dealing with exes, dealing with all of them, friends, family, exes, intimate relationship. Look, it's more people. It's more people in the world. Better people, more quality people. You don't have to keep fucking with family just because they're family. That's just how he is. That's just how she is. Fuck that. When your self-value rise, you don't see none of that shit. When you have an increase on your self-value, you're desensitized to all them titles and shit. Family and, oh, just because this is my uncle. Well, y'all cousins, y'all out here fighting. Man, obviously this motherfucker got something against me on a deeper level. So what makes me to be so generous to give him a cousin title? Right? What makes me to be so generous to give this person a family member title when they're out here acting like a foe? They're out here acting like a stranger, like a nigga on the streets that I got beef with. You see what I'm saying? So no, you don't have to just fuck with somebody just because they're related to you. But let's roll into the next star point. not the next start point, excuse me, the next meaning of the 3. Mentally is another way people need to be fed when they're clinging on to you. What I mean by that, it stimulates their ego when they need to argue or someone to talk to, aka trauma dump. You're dealing with someone who needs to be mentally stimulated, and their intentions are not pure, but you still fucking with them. And they be talking to you about this and talking to you about that, and hit you with the call out the blue. And you think, hey, yo, we're going to kick some game. We're going to talk about some knowledge. We're going to talk about solutions. But it always end up being some problem-based type shit. Right? It always ends up being problem-based. So in reality, you're dealing with the lynch. You're dealing with someone who's leeching on to you. Someone who's connected to you like a linchpin, draining you like a leech, and you're not benefiting. We're gonna talk about that later. They're the only ones benefiting out of these 3 ways. When they need to be fed, they're getting fed. You may get a gem or 2. Only most thing you can learn from a person like this is what not to do, who not to be, how not to be, how not to think and perceive situations. That's the most that you can learn from a person like this. They'll randomly say some shit that makes sense, but that's all a part of the act, because they're great actors, hell of a actors. So let's roll into chapter 3. Someone pass me the scissors, baby. Someone pass me the scissors. Let me cut these motherfuckers off. Hey, look, I'm a professional cut offer. Over the years, I've become a professional at cutting motherfuckers off. Because you have to ask yourself the question. And recently this question was asked by someone to someone. I'm not going to use names in this scenario. But they were having a phone conversation. And the person asked him, yo, mid conversation, yo, what's the point in this? You're my ex. You're my ex. What's the point in us continuing to talk? Look, the conversation is usually, hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Hey, so what's new with me? Oh, with me it's the same old. What about you? Oh, the same old. Just started working a new job. Oh, okay, what are you doing there? Oh, I'm at Dollar General now. Oh, okay, cool. You like it? Yeah, it's cool. Pays weekly, blah, blah, blah. How could you level up when you continuing to have relationships like this? What's the point? Right? Someone's still holding on to hope. And that hope is feeding them, giving them a sense of life. But someone on the other end of the spectrum is like, man, this shit pointless as fuck. All we do is talk a little while, fall off, end up talking again, catching up, asking the mundane question, what's new? And then it's usually nothing new, especially on their end. And this person don't want to share anything new, for real, because it's so out of their league of newness. It's so out of their league of newness that you feel like if you share this shit with them, they're gonna get jealous. They're not gonna know how to respond. You can't talk to them about these type of accomplishments. You gotta zip it. You gotta keep your mouth shut. So in reality, at the end of the day, what the fucking point is of the relationship, of talking to that person? You cut their ass off. You tell them, hey, look, it was good. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to have a relationship with you. We did some cool shit. We had some fun. But now we're done. We had some fun, but now we're done. Carry on. Because I'm not benefiting. You may be benefiting. At least that's what you think. But that's an illusion, because this will never be anything else. We're just fucking killing time. We're killing time. Right? Usually they need to cling on to you so that they can have a sense of life. But you don't benefit from that. There is no even exchange. You just get drained. Cut their ass off. Keep it moving. Let go of your feelings about some shit. Because all they're gonna do is throw up some kind of pity party saying that, hey, my relationships with people like you keep me going. That ain't got shit to do with you. They need to go find somebody else to leech on to. It's time for you to carry on and grow. Reach your full potential. Don't let nobody stop you, ever. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't never settle. If it feels like it's too much for you, carry on. If it feels draining to you, carry on. This life is for living. This life is for living. Compromise comes to those who deserve. You don't compromise for someone who don't deserve to be compromised for. Period. Compromise comes and is given to those who deserve it, who's earned it. Because compromising is taking a piece of you and giving it away. You want to just do that and give it to anybody? Your time, your respect, your energy, your thoughts, your leadership, right? Your conversation. All of this stuff is being given to someone who's just draining it. You need to get the fuck out. Look, run. Don't hang on to these type of relationships. Ending pointless relationships. Man, it's your round. Packboy Dolo checking out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit the notification bell. You know, I appreciate it. And all of the subscribers that are rolling in like back to back, then it slows down. Hey, I like it. I like to be a small channel. I'm grateful. Right now I'm at a really lucky number. We're at 77 subscribers, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I like it. So when the new subscribers come and they want to come, you know, vibe with the wolves and become a round the clock thinker, then hey, you're welcome with open arms. As long as you come in with positivity. If you come with negativity, YouTube give me the control to block the shit out of you, and I won't hesitate to do that. I'm not gonna get in like a back and forth with you or none of that shit to make my channel grow bigger. No, I'm not into that. If I see your problem and you're not thinking, you didn't come with the educated question, with an intelligent input, I'm gonna block you. And that's that. Man, this is around. Packboy Dolo checking out. Peace.